Welcome back to Friday Finance. Today I'm going to go through all of the worksheets that we have been going through for the past few weeks, all in one day, about how I would realistically sit down and do it. So first is going to be the goals sheet. Visit France. Go back to work. Because I'm on disability right now, I need to plan what I need to do to go back to work. Produce more food in my garden because I love to garden. Spend more time with my kids. Drink more water. Self-clothes. Learn to sew. Retire. Get in shape or gain muscle. Renovate our back bathroom. And buy rental property. Then I need to do time and money allocation for all of these things. So visiting France is going to be 336 hours and $10,000. To go back to work is going to be about 1,800 hours throughout the whole entire year. And it's going to cost me about $400. To produce more food in the backyard is going to take me about 300 hours, and it's going to cost about $100 just to get it up and running. Spend more time with the kids. It's going to be 400 more hours that I want to spend with them. And this isn't going to cost any money. We mostly go to the park. Drink more water. This is going to be, I'm going to say 2 hours throughout the year and 0 money. And 2 hours just to try and figure out what works best for me to have me drink more water. 2, sell clothes. It's going to take about 50 hours. And I'm hoping to gain money, not lose money through that process. Learn to sew is going to take about 300 hours. And I already have most of the materials I'm going to need to learn how to sew, such as fabric and notions, but I'm going to add about $50 to this just in case I need to buy something else. To retire, I am going to spend 5 hours on this during this year just to make sure my retirement is up to scratch, and I need $1.5 million to retire. To get in shape or gain muscle mass, I'm going to say I'm going to need 150 hours. Or actually, don't quote that quite yet, because The National Health Association says we should have 150 minutes of exercise per week. So times 52, and then divide that by 60, and that's 130 hours. And to do this, we have stuff at home that I can do this, and I have all of the outfits to do that already. Renovate the back bathroom is going to be about 20 hours to get the quotes, and everything on my side is going to be about 20 hours, and we think it's going to be around $30,000 to renovate the back bathroom. And then to buy a rental property is going to be about 10 hours this year, just looking at different options that we have, and we think it's going to cost around $200,000 to do that. So that's quite a few good goals. Now we want to do our time allocation next. Our yearly hours, we already know, is 8,760. Sleep, we want 8 hours of sleep every single day, so that is going to be 2,920. And then eating, so preparing food and actually eating it, is going to be 3 hours every single day, which is going to be 1,095 hours. So with just those things, let's see how much time we have left. Oops, I think I need to clear it. 760 minus 292 equals 4,745 hours remaining for me to go back to work and to work for the rest of the year. I already put in 1,800 hours is what I believe it will take. And then there's also work that I have to do in the home to upkeep the house, and I'm going to say an hour every single day is just for home upkeep. So that's going to be home upkeep. 1 hour every single day, so 365 hours. So minus 1,800 and 365 equals 2,580 hours left. I also have a family that I have to take care of, so I normally try and spend 2 hours with my family every single day. And then I also want to spend extra hours with them throughout the year. So I wanted to spend an extra 400 hours with them throughout the year. So 365 times 2 equals this, plus 400 is 1,130 hours to spend with my family. Now, can I be cooking and doing some other stuff while spending time with my family? Yes, but I want to have these hours dedicated to my family and spending time with them. So those are some basic things. And then I want to start looking into this. So I already said that I was going to spend more time with my kids, so I can mark that off. And I'm going to go back to work, and I can mark that off. my next big thing that I probably want to do this year is visit France. And the big thing with visiting France is that there's sleep in here, there's other things in here. So I'm only going to probably spend about 100 hours actually visiting France, awake and not eating. So there's that. Then retirement. I'm going to spend 5 hours planning for retirement. Produce more food. Is 300 hours. So all of these things are pretty high on my list of things that I want to get done this year. So now I only have 1,045 hours left. This is where we get into the other items on my list that aren't as important. So if I don't do all of these hours, it is not as much trouble. So resale clothes. I said 50 hours. Look into rental property. $10 hours. Drink more water. $2 hours. Renovate bathroom. $20 hours. Get in shape. $156 hours. And learn to sew. Is 300 hours. So let's see how much time I have left. I have 507 hours left. What will go into this is commute times, places. Commute. If I want to get more sleep or spend more time cooking or eating, hanging out with friends, self-care. All of those things would need to fit into those 507 hours. If I want to be more productive, I need to also fit it in this 507 hours. It seems like a lot, but they go by fast. So if you start doom scrolling, you lose these 507 hours very, very quickly. Okay, let's move on to the care square. So, short term, long term, important, not. So for me, I really want to visit France this year. I really need to go back to work this year. I really want to produce more food. spend more time with my kids, and drink more water. Things that are important to me but aren't going to happen this year are retiring, getting in shape, and renovating the back bathroom. Things not as important, but I could probably do this year, are learn to sew, resell more clothing, and then long-term and not super important is buy a rental property. Awesome, and that's getting that done. Okay, and then after this, we get to rip a page out of this and go back and make our to-do list. From the care square, we write from important, short-term, long-term, then not important, short-term, long-term. So, work, food. I'm just writing it shorthand because we have gone over this multiple times in the past few minutes. Muscle, bathroom, sewing, sell clothes, and rental. And I'm going to need to know how much all of it's going to cost. So 10th K, 400, 100, 0, 0. Sell clothes is going to be 0. Learn to sew is going to be about 50. Retire is going to be 1.5 mil. Gain muscle is going to be 0. Renovate the back bathroom is going to be 30K. And then the rental property is going to be 200,000. So, here are the expenses sheet. So, I'm going to say that my expenses are going to be $200,000 is a year gross. For tax, I'm going to say 30% for taxes, just to make my life easy. And that is $60,000. Then healthcare is going to be $500 a month, which ends up being $6,000. And then I'm already putting, me and my husband are already putting some money into retirement, and it's going to come out to about 30 grand a year. So this 200,000 minus 63 minus 6,000 minus 30. This leaves my net, what I see in my paycheck every single month is going to be my net yearly. Then housing and insurance and taxes on the house. I'm going to put as 2,000 a month times 12 equals 2,400. Apparently the cats need to fight right now. Then car insurance, and then registration. I am going to say that it is about 300. Oh, and maintenance. I'm going to say $300 a month times 12 equals 3,600. Then cell phone bill. Is going to be $200 a month times 2,400. Internet. I'm gonna say $100 a month, so 1,200. Water, water, electric, gas, and trash, so essential services if you live in the city. I am going to put it at $300 a month as well, so it's going to be the same as car and insurance. So let's see how we're doing after all of that. 1, 2, 3 minus 24,000 minus 3,600 minus 2,400 minus 1,200 minus 3,600 equals. So after what I consider to be bare necessities, we have $69,200 to play with. And this is just for housing and getting on the internet and doing the most basic things. We still need food for groceries. And for me, I do it at $100 per week for me and my husband each, and then $50 for the kids. So it's $300 per week for food. I know that seems expensive, but I think that food prices are going to go up. So I would like to be cautious about that. So this is 15,600, and then food going out because my husband likes to go out to eat. It is $400 a month. So clear. So after those things, we have 48,800 left over. This is where you would add in your debt outside of your mortgage. So student loans, and credit card debt. Try and make it 15% of your net yearly income. So for us, the most we would pay in a year is $15,600, and how that divides out monthly is $1,300. That's the most we could pay in each month without crippling ourselves. We have no debt, but that's how you come up with your ratio of the amount of money you should be paying towards your debt. Is 15% of your net yearly cut up into months. Then we have subscriptions to different places, such as going to the zoo, museums, SeaWorld, and that costs us $1,200 a year. We are a sports family. We all play sports. We go to sporting events. We spend quite a bit of time going to different sports. So $1,200 right there too. So $46,400. And then our kids are in activities and lessons, such as swimming and all of those kind of things. So that is $3,600 a year. So we end up with $42,800 to play around with. So that goes onto our next page. Money allocation. So we know that we are starting off with $42,800 to play with. And we're going to want to take this to-do list because it's from most important to least important. So the big thing is to visit France. And that's going to be $10,000. We know we're going to have extra after that. So go back to work. $400. Produce more food. $100. The kids in the water aren't going to cost any money, so I'm not going to put it on here. Then I'm going to take away that amount. So how much money do I have left after those things? Is that amount, $32,000. I already am saving for retirement on the previous page, so I'm not going to put that in here. Then renovate the bathroom. Is going to be $30,000. and we will have this 2,300. So we can take this amount of money, and number one, I like to split it up multiple ways. I like to do half towards now and half towards later. So I know that I also want to do a rental property, but this isn't going to buy a whole entire rental property. So I will take 1,150 of it and turn it directly into spending now, or when I get it. So you can do it by month if you so choose. Divided by 12. It's $95 extra that you can spend per month throughout the year on things that you want to do, like clothing or extra meals out or whatever you so choose. And then half of it goes into later. So this other half goes into saving for either retirement or that rental property or something later. You don't get to spend it this year. So that's a run through of all of the expenses that we could have in a single year and how to do these worksheets. I hope you enjoyed it.